Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Um, I know it's been a while since I uploaded on this channel, né? But yeah, that's gonna change, guys. Because it doesn't make sense. Why do I have a channel if I don't upload, on the channel that I created? So yeah, it was a nice break, but then now we're getting back to business right now. We're getting back to business. Let me not even waste your time. Let me just hop on to I'm just gonna go into the 4 hour right now. Guys, on the daily on the dollar index now, next coming into next week, I'm not gonna lie, I see price pushing up to my supply right here. Why do I say that? Because if you can just take a look on the 4 hour, right? Well, let me start on the daily, dog. On the daily, you guys can clearly see we are bearish. We are still bearish. Lower lows, lower highs being created. Let me push it here. You guys can clearly see the daily structure is bearish. There's lower lows and lower highs being created, right? So now that we got this, so now that on the daily, price wick below this low, yet price just gave us a wick below this low. So for me, that's the first signal that okay, there's a high chance that this move to the upside is a pullback instead of a impulse, because we got a break of structure to the downside. You get me? We created a lower low. The reason why I'm not counting this as a strong lower low is because it's just a wick. Price did not close and it did not break and close below this low. It's just a wick. You get? So I don't wanna count it as a, yeah, it's weak because it just wick. It did not close below basically. So if you can come to the 4 hour, after price created the wick to the downside, it started breaking structure to the upside though. You get? On the 4 hour, it broke this high, this significant 4 hour high. That's our first signal that, oh, okay, now we're gonna start pushing to the upside, right? Because this low is strong enough to break this high, and then this high is a break and closure, you know, of this move here, broke and closed above this high. So it's a pretty strong, you know, close. You get what I'm saying? So hence why I'm bullish, and we are creating structure. Um, you can clearly see price is creating bullish structure. You know, while it created that change of character pattern right here. Get me? So this is just on the 4 hour. Let's dive deep into the 15 minute. We also got a change of character. Price started breaking highs with this impulsive move here. It broke this high, this high, this high, this high, and this high. You get what I'm trying to say? And this high, and this high, and this high. So that's just to tell us that okay, the downward move, that, let me show you on the 4 hour. So no, this 15 minute is fine. So now we know that this pullback from this structure, right? This structure here, you see price has created bullish structure, came pullback. Now with this impulsive move here, this was our first signal to tell us okay that this pullback here is finished and price is looking to start buying. Get what I'm trying to say? So now with this move, it's our first signal that okay, the pullback is done and now price wants to start going up. But once price gives us an impulse, what do we expect? A pullback. So we wait for a pullback before entering the buys. So now coming into next week, that's why I say I'm looking for the dollar index to start giving us buys. Get me? I have a long position here, but then I did not enter a trade off of this because yeah, we'll just have to see what next week does, bro. We'll see what next week has for us. But then if I were to enter a trade, this would be my trade setup for the dollar index, and obviously I'd love for it to actually come to this high, but there's a high chance it might just jigger here. So I'd rather take profit here from this order block that I identified here. So I'd rather take profit from this order block and then call it a day, because we don't know, bro. We really don't know what the market's gonna do. So this is the dollar index. Let me jump on to GBP USD. GBP USD, guys. This one, I'm not gonna lie, it is a bit tricky. This one is a bit confusing, but no, the one thing I like about trading the dollar index, GBP USD, and Euro USD is that I can use the bias from the dollar index to tell me, to give me an indication where GBP USD and Euro USD are gonna go, because they are inversely correlating. So normally what price does is that whatever the dollar index does, those two pairs will probably do the opposite. So now that you saw that I saw a buy setup on the dollar index, on GBP USD I see sells, and basically you guys can clearly see price came to test this high, this minor high, not minor, this is a major high, because let me do this. Let me go to the weekly, bro, so you guys understand. You guys can clearly see on the weekly we are bullish, right? The weekly bias is still bullish because we just got a break of structure of this high, creating a higher high. So after a higher high, what do you expect? A pullback. So price might just start giving us a pullback, but where is it gonna pull back to? We don't know. That's the thing, we don't know where price is gonna move to. It could just shoot up from here, but it could also just go down, give us a deeper pullback before continuing with the weekly trend. We don't know, guys. We don't know. But let's go to the daily time frame. I'm not gonna lie, it is confusing because now it looks like it's creating this range right here, because we got these equal lows, man. Now price looks like it's stuck between these lows and this high right here, so to someone could say that it's ranging, you get me. And what are the three phases of the market? Let me show you. Guys, excuse my laptop here. Three phases of the market, guys. We know how the market moves. Here are the three phases. For those that don't know, it's uptrend. The market moves in an uptrend, then the market would give us a consolidation, then from there the market gives us a downtrend. So now knowledge says the market was giving us an uptrend, right? It's failing to break this high. It's starting to start shifting to the downside. It failed to break. Well, it didn't fail to break, but it gave us equal lows. It's giving us deeper pullbacks. It broke this low as well, so this could just be the beginning of a consolidation before let me show you. Price might start consolidating before giving us that weekly pullback that we're talking about, and then that impulsive move to the upside, completing this weekly structure here. You get me? So as I'm saying, the three phases of the market, this is how I'm looking at it. I see this as a possible pullback. This is the beginning of a pullback, right? Overall, like this is from a swing POV, by the way, guys. Young tall. But then let's go to the 4-hour. What is 4-hour structure telling us? Price came to test this supply here, this strong high. Price started shooting down. It created, I wouldn't say it created equals. Let me just remove these zones so that it's not confusing for people. Came to test this, came here, you get. So now you guys can see on the 4-hour, bro. As I'm just gonna skip, I'm gonna skip the others. I'm just gonna focus here, though. What is 4 hour structure telling us? You guys can clearly see the 4 hour is in a downtrend, lower lows and lower highs. Let me mark this like this so that you all can see what I'm saying. So this is the 4 hour structure, right? You guys can clearly see on the 4 hour we are in a downtrend. Price is creating higher, lower lows and lower highs. Yes. Let me fix this. Oh yes, we created yes, price is in this bearish 4 hour structure. Um, it also aligns with the dollar index as well, so that's why I'm more confident in selling GBPUSD. Let me switch on to the 15 minutes. You guys can, yeah, impulse to the downside. Price came to tap our order block here on the. This is a daily order block, man. This is a 4 hour order block. Yeah, so this is my 4 hour order block. I saw that, you know, there's there's a lot of traffic happening here, so I expected a reaction from this zone, which price did give us. You know, you guys can clearly see tap there, and then it started giving us that pullback. Right, so now if I can just take it to the 15 minute, the bearish, don't forget guys, we are still bearish, right? On the 4 hour we created bearish structure, right? So now um the 15 minute started switching, not bearish, yes, we are bearish, dog. My bad. On the 4 hour we are bearish, and then, you know, then price started giving us that pullback to the upside, right? And then now we started breaking structure to the downside again. You guys can clearly see this high has not been violated. Price did not break all week above this high, but then this low here, this significant low on the 50, just got violated, creating a what? A change of character pattern. That's our first signal that okay, this pullback is finished now. The pullback is done. You're gonna start looking to sell. You understand what I'm saying? But then now, again, we got our impulsive move. What do you wait for? You always wait for a pullback. Wait for the pullback, you know, and then wait for a pullback into your order block, bro. You know, I have learned how to mark order blocks. If you don't know how to make, like, create order blocks, like, it's on the internet. The information is just there, guys. It's on the internet, dog. So yeah, just learn how to mark order blocks, and you see, like, price most of the time it does respect order blocks, bro. And if you mix that with price action as well, dog, are you gone, dog? And market structure, are you finished? You are finished. So yeah, on the 15 minute we got our change of character pattern. Price is coming for the pullback, and but then you guys can clearly see on the 15 minute as well, right? As much as we know that this is a pullback into this order block, man, price is still bullish though. You know, it's still creating bullish structure. So even though we're on the 15 minute and we know that we have a pullback, price has not even given me any reason as to why it should sell. Because I can, don't get me wrong, guys. I could have entered a trade. Let me show you. I could have entered a trade as soon as price hit my order block, and then have like a stop loss here, and then just start, you know, have TPs here and let my trade run. You know, I could have easily done that. You understand? But price has not given me a reason as well on the 15 minute. If you look at current 15 minute structure, that okay, we are ready to start selling. You understand? because it's still within 15-minute bullish structure. Because if I can just mark this, you can clearly see that we've got a high right here. You guys can clearly see, dog. Like, I'm just gonna mark it like here. Here's a low, here's a high. Price can still come, continue, and give us an even deeper pullback, and still respect this whole order block, and still not break above this high. You get, and then start shooting up. You understand? So this is just where I'm just gonna have to wait. I'm just gonna have to wait. But what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna use the dollar index as a confluence to know when price is gonna reverse on GBPUSD, because let me show you. You guys can clearly see we got a high. Price came, gave us a pullback, gave us an impulse, right? So now you entering a sell here is not a bad idea, right? But then the thing is, we don't know if you can clearly see we also have like a double top. You get me? That's like, could be like your first confluence that, okay, you know, price might start selling, right? So entering a sell here is not a bad idea, no? Because let me show you what would happen. Let's say I were to enter a sell, no? Enter a sell now. Put stop. Let me see. I'm gonna put my stop loss here, and then have my targets here. I wanna show you how. This is how I was gonna manage this trade, bro. This is how I was gonna manage the trade. So we just know that we got an impulse to the upside, and we're expecting what? A correction to respect this structure, right? So now price will come here, right? Because you know, after an impulse we expect a correction, but we just tapped into the zone here. Let me go to the 4-hour. We just tapped into the zone, our order block, after price gave us a change of character pattern. So now there is a high chance that this pullback might not be a pullback. It might just be, this move to the downside might not be a pullback. It might be a impulsive move to the downside. Now how do you like do, like, how do you, like, you know, like, what do you do in a situation like this? If you entered here, price is gonna come to the downside, right, and give us that pullback. When price gets somewhere around here, bro, you see, the moment price gets somewhere around here, this is where I personally put my stops to break even. Do you get me? So now if I put stops to break even, I know that, okay, whatever happens, if price decides to continue and respect, because let me show you, bro, we are in this bullish structure. If price continues to respect this trend, right, I know that, okay, I lose nothing from the trade, and I could just sit on my hands and wait for price to give me another confirmation entry. Well, not a confirmation, but to just give me another entry, like another chance to enter the market. Because if price continues bullish, right, and then now we get that higher high, what do you expect? A pullback, right? I could also enter another sell from the other pull, from as a deeper pullback, and then do the same thing, manage the trade the same way, but then this time I would have a tighter stop loss, because now, you know, price gave us a deeper pullback, and if it's still respecting this high, then, you know, I don't see anything wrong with entering a trade like that. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's the thing with trading, though. You don't just enter and then the market's gonna go in your direction. You have to manage your trade. You're gonna have to manage your trade, because the market is meant to confuse you, dog. Like, it's meant to do it. That's why you need to know how to exit and enter market. Like, you don't just need to know how to enter, you need to know when to exit as well. You understand? What to do when you are in a trade management is also a key part in this thing, dog. You need to manage a trade. You need to know, okay, once this happens, I'm gonna put my stop loss to break even and protect capital. You understand? So that's just the name of the game for me, bro. But I am bearish on GBPUSD, Euro USD as well. I am bearish. I entered a trade on this. I'm just gonna pop like a young screenshot video or whatever of my screen, and GBP Euro USD. I see the same thing as GBP USD, bro. You guys can tell it's the same thing. Price came broke above this high. Now it's coming back down. So now, what do you expect? Let's go to the. Let me go to the 4-hour talk. It's the same thing. It's creating 4-hour structure. Now it's starting to push to the downside, and yeah, coming into next week, I'm just gonna protect my capital, dog, because yeah, I'm just because I think my stop loss was like, I'm not sure, dog, like it was somewhere above here, and then I moved it down. So I did reduce risk from the initial um stop loss placement. I like moved it down. So now we'll see what next week does, because it could respect this trend to the downside, or it could respect this order block that it came to tap into, and then before shooting to the upside. So this is a 50-50 game, I'm not gonna lie. The probabilities here are 50-50, dog, if you're just being honest, because price could respect this, like this order block, and just shoot and break structure, or it could just respect this order block and just continue with the bearish structure. So now, but judging from how I analyze GBPUSD from an analysis from GU and the dollar index, I'm heavily bearish here because of those two. Yeah, I'm not even gonna spend time there. Euro GBP, I'm not gonna lie, I am expecting it. This is a confusing one now. This one is also confusing, right? Because let's just put a line chart. Bam. I'm just gonna put a line chart now, and then check the structure here. High, low, high. What's this? It might be in a pullback phase, right? But then the thing is, with pullbacks, you don't know how far it's gonna retrace to. So now you can clearly see price came, tapped into like other blocks that I marked out. I'm not gonna tell you guys how I mark out the other blocks. Like some things, I can't give you all the sauce. I can't give you guys the whole sauce. I can't. I can't give you guys the whole sauce. So now you see the probabilities now of entering both buys and sells are low, because check, dog, price came, gave us a impulse. Now it's in a corrective phase, but this might cause it to go up, because now it's a break and retest. Check, to those that trade break and retest, price gave us a break and retest. Bam, price can still shoot up here. Price could respect this bearish structure it's forming. You guys can clearly see it's giving us what? An inverse, not an inverse, it's giving us a head and shoulder type of pattern. Here's the test of the neckline, and price could also continue selling. So now it's giving us both buys and sells, dog. This is how I see it, dog. It's giving us both buys and sells. That's why I'm saying the probability of taking trades here is quite, they are quite low. They are quite low. So when things like this happen, this is where I step away from the market. Guys, I don't know why it's Guys, where are my drawings now? Oh yes, yes. So yeah, what was I saying? You guys, price is printing both buy and sell opportunities, guys. I'm not gonna lie. So I'd rather, it's like, let me just go down to a 15-minute time frame just to show. um yeah, I'm not gonna lie, here this is where I step away from the market. I'm not gonna do anything until, we're just gonna have to see how like the market moves next week. But for now, I do see both opportunities, and normally when the market does this, I take losing trade though. Like the trades that I take, like, will lose so this is a time for me to, like, just relax and step away from the market. You understand what I'm saying? But then let's go to GBP CHF. GBP CHF, I am bullish. I'm bullish on this. Why do I say that? Because price came, you guys can clearly, it's creating bearish structure now, but within the structure that it's creating, there is an order block. Well, you know order blocks. Let me just say there's an order block that price has not tested, right? It came creating this chalk pattern on the 4 hour. This impulsive move here is a confirmation that, okay, this move to the downside is finished now. But then now what's this? This is a pullback. I'm gonna count this move as a pullback, and then now I'm expecting price to come test um, this unmitigated zone right here before probably looking to sell and continue with this overall downtrend. You understand? So now on GBP CHF, I'm still gonna wait. On the 15-minute, we still in this pullback. Price is still within a downtrend. So this is just one of those ones I'm gonna have to just sit on my hands, because nothing has told me that, okay, we are ready to go up on a low time frame. The lower time frame has not aligned with the higher time frame. So we're just gonna have to chill this one out, guys. I'm not gonna lie. And yeah, I think this is where I'm gonna end the video. I won't lie, I felt very awkward recording this video. It's been a while since I started talking to a camera. You know, it's a muscle, this thing, dog. It's a muscle. It's a muscle. But then hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Yeah, I'm sorry. But then I'll check you guys, man. I will check you guys on the next